Why is it so easy for people to take advantage of other people? And why is it that we feel so violated after this happens? We feel betrayed. We feel used. We feel violated. We feel this really gross feeling in our body like someone just did something to us. We're having these really destructive thoughts like, why did this happen to me? How could they do this? How is it that anybody is just so okay with doing this to another person? Do they not care? Do they not see what they did? Do they not care about me? Are people really that evil? Are people really that selfish? And then we start sulking, or we ruminate over what happened, or we check in with the people around us and we talk to them about it. Why did this happen? Was it because of me? Did I do something wrong? This always happens to me. Nobody cares about me. Maybe we self-harm in all types of ways. Maybe we cry. Why does this happen? Why is it that it is so easy for other people to take advantage? Why is it that people feel like they can do whatever it is that they want to do? And what is it that we can do about it? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bianca Thomas. I am a licensed mental health counselor specializing in cognitive behavioral therapy. I am also the co-founder of Evolve Ventures Technologies and the co-host of the Evolve Ventures podcast. I'm somebody who used to be taken advantage of all the time. It's hard for me to admit. I don't like admitting it. I don't like the fact that I was somebody who you could see from a mile away. I was such an easy target. And unfortunately, I was taken advantage of a lot. And it's one of the biggest reasons why my clients relate to me so much. It's why they're able to get such incredible results because I know what it's like to be in their shoes. I've been in that space where you just feel so helpless. You feel like no matter what, it doesn't matter because you're not capable of anything. You're not capable of taking care of yourself. You're not capable of doing the things that you need to do, doing really anything. I was somebody who anybody could basically do whatever they wanted to me and I I would let them. Or better than that, I couldn't do anything to stop them. So if this is you, you're definitely not alone. And if somebody like me with the background that I have can overcome this, you definitely can too. So let's dive into it a little bit. Why do people do this? Why do people take advantage? Why do people do the things that they do? The really dark, unfortunate, and uncomfortable truth is that people do the things that they do because they think they can get away with it. For me, they definitely could. Again, I was somebody who I had zero self-confidence. I had no self-esteem. I really didn't like myself. I didn't feel good about myself. I felt really worthless. And more than that, I just wanted somebody to like me. I just wanted people's validation. So I wasn't going to do anything that was going to potentially make somebody be mad at me or make somebody feel as though, just feel anything. I feel as though, yeah, just it didn't, more than anything, I didn't want to feel the insecurity. I didn't want to feel rejected. I didn't want to feel unlovable. I didn't want to feel as defective as I did feel. And so whenever anybody would come into my life and I started noticing some of the really not so great behavior that they were doing, I wouldn't challenge it. I didn't say anything, even though I felt it, even though everything in my body was like, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel okay for me. Something feels off. I was too insecure to do anything. And they could see it. And so they would cross a boundary and I wouldn't say anything. And it's like, oh, I can like basically do whatever I want to this person. But then they do it again. They cross a boundary. I don't say anything. Or if I did, I didn't uphold that boundary that I held. So they're like, oh, well, I can do it again. The really insidious thing about this too is that not everybody who took advantage of me did it intentionally. It's not like they were doing it consciously. A lot of the times and a lot of the experiences that we're going to have, people take advantage in unconscious ways. They might steamroll us a little bit. They might not ask us if we need things because we don't advocate that we want anything or that we need anything. So you might be taken advantage of covertly, meaning people are doing it, but they're not realizing that they're doing it, or overtly, meaning they see you, they see they can take advantage of you, and they're going to do it anyways. They're going to do it because they know they can. And I've definitely been somebody who had both experiences. And it was one of the biggest reasons why I became a mental health counselor, because I wanted to learn, how do I make sure this doesn't happen to me anymore? How do I make sure that this never happens again? And I wanted to be able to help other people get over it too. So for the grand majority of the time and for the grand majority of people, the reason people take advantage is because they think that they can. And the really crappy part is they can, because we don't do anything about it. And now I'm not talking about really significant incidences such as trauma, where somebody maliciously and graphically and violently harms another person. I'm talking about some of the more day-to-day instances and nuances. And I'll give an example. I bought a car recently, and for any woman who's watching this who has gone through the car buying experience, you know that as a woman, they'll try to take advantage. They don't think you know anything. They don't think that you're going to step in. They don't think that, you're going to challenge them on any of the things that they're saying. And I knew this. And so what did I do? And what do I tell my clients to do? What works? Number one, I had to develop a mindset shift. I had to go through a mindset shift of developing healthy skepticism. Now, not cynicism where it's like everything is bad and the whole world is against you and nothing good is ever going to come of anything. It wasn't that. It's healthy skepticism. It's the understanding that everybody wants something, and if given the chance, people are going to try to get away with what they can. It was also the understanding that you can't just give everything away to everybody. You have to let things build over time. You have to build trust over time. And you can't give your trust away too easily. So number one, it was this mindset shift of still be open, still be kind, still be your loving self, your big, bright, semi-obnoxious self, but have a healthy level of skepticism. Have the understanding that there is so much good in the world, but there's also people and situations that aren't going to be super great, and don't close your mind to it. Be open-minded to it. So when I was going to buy this car, I had to do some research. I had to dig, and I had to remind myself when I was walking onto the dealership lot, these people are going to perceive you in a certain way. You look a certain way, your voice is a certain way, you're kind of short. They're going to try to get away with whatever they can. Not that they're bad people, they're doing their job, but be mindful. Number 2, you have to identify the emotions and the body state and the thoughts that are going to come up for you when you are in that situation. So for me, what I had to realize is, I have a history of when I get uncomfortable, I really start getting anxious. I notice myself getting really uncomfortable. My heart is beating out of my chest. I can't think properly. I get really uncomfortable, and I just want to people please. I know I'm a people pleaser. I'm a huge people pleaser. I'm just going to fawn and appease and do whatever it is that they say. So it's like, all right, cool. I know I'm going to get anxious. I know I'm going to feel very insecure. I know that in these types of situations in the past, this is how I act and this is how I feel, and people can do whatever they want. So let me be mindful of that. Let me be cognizant of that, and let me make a plan for when I go into the dealership, when I walk on the dealership lot. And so that was exactly what I did. I developed a plan for myself. I wrote out a strategy. I said, I'm going to feel this. This is what I can do instead. I can take some deep breaths. I can maybe recite a little mantra in the car before I step out. I can call a friend. Another thing that I did was I did a ton of research. I looked up everything that they might say, every response that I should probably say in return, things to look out for. I asked the advice of a couple of mechanics that I know, so I got feedback. So I walked in feeling very, very prepared. Healthy skepticism, identifying what might get in the way. And then number 3 is learning how to stand your ground. Learning not to fawn, not to people please, not to follow the same pattern that I had typically followed before, because I identified 2 of the biggest barriers right off the bat. That belief that nobody could ever do anything like that. And number 2, the fact that I get so overwhelmed, I won't do anything. So stand your ground. Remember that you are a person of value, that you are a person of worth, and you don't have to make a decision right away, or if this person is taking advantage of you, but you're afraid to lose them. There's other people. People are just people. And you don't have to appease this person in order for them to like you. You don't need to be liked. You don't need to be liked by everybody. And that's okay. Because you asserting your boundaries, you standing your ground, you not people pleasing is going to get you all of the things that you want. It'll build meaningful relationships based on a mutual understanding that we are both worthwhile. We are both deserving, and we are both going to show up and try to do the best that we can. Or on this dealership situation, I am a person of worth. I am somebody who has done my research. I'm not in a rush to buy this car, and I can leave. If they try to play these mind games, I can just leave. I don't need to be here. If you can allow yourself to go through this process, to identify the patterns that you've really had in the past, to be able to develop this healthy sense of skepticism, to identify what might come up within you, and then to hold and maintain your boundaries. I guarantee you won't be taken advantage of. And if you do, you'll notice it so much quicker, and you'll be able to walk away, or you'll be able to make a game plan, or you'll be able to do something about it. My ability to implement these, my ability to really learn these skills, because this is exactly what it is. It's a skill set. The ability to learn these skills took me from a weak, fragile, broken little girl into a very confident, empowered woman who now can help other people do the same. Men and women, people of all gender, these tools apply to everyone. So my challenge to every single one of you, where's a situation where you can try to implement this? What's something that might be coming up for you? Or who's a person in your life that you know they do try to take advantage? They'll try to push the envelope. They'll try to do all of these things knowingly or unknowingly. What's a situation or a person or a place where you can try to implement this? If this doesn't feel like it's something that's possible for you, if it feels like this might be too scary, this is too big, this isn't something that you're ready to do on your own yet, please don't hesitate to reach out. All of my links are in the description below. I'm accepting new clients. I do free calls with the people in the Evolve Ventures community every single week. You don't have to go through this journey alone. You can go from being insecure to confident to your most best evolved self, just like I did. And it's videos like these that will help you start on your journey towards that. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or shoot me a DM, Evolve with Bianca. And I can't wait to see you guys next time.